So last time off stream on The Witness, I was compiling, there it is, thank goodness. I was compiling screenshots of triangles. I don't think I'm gonna work on that today, maybe at the end if we feel like it. But in the meantime, we're gonna go on an EP hunt. So the reason I was saying I found a new thing at the pond is because the dang pond also has triangles in it. I had no idea, but I had no reason to need a map of triangles yet. I just knew they were scattered about. I knew there was a finite number of them, but until I came back and saw this, I was not that interested in where they all were and if I had them all. But now I have 13 screenshots of triangles, and there's 12 on this pillar, which is weird. And also, Sneaky Pond, yeah, really. Also, I was gonna put it in the stream title, there are so many rooms and areas that I don't seem to have access to, which is odd. Which is real odd. Triangles, I've seen Gravity Falls, I'm scared. Yeah, me too. Also, off stream, I had a lovely moment of, where the heck is it? This shenanigans. Look at this biz. That happened off stream. So obvious. There's another one that I got near here, and now we have one here that I cannot do yet, or so it seems, which is this. So we'll worry about that later. That EP is so cheeky. I was saying, like, oh, is the music level okay, by the way? I was saying, like, I want to watch somebody play this who gets it right away. Because if you turn around, I don't remember what the doors in the tunnel look like, but they're very simple. And if you see that, and this is, like, the third thing that you see, right? Circle with a very, you know, right angle straight line. This, and then you see this? It's possible. I think if you get this and it's like the second or third image, you might be more inclined to click it before moving on, but maybe not. Music's good? Okay, perfect, thanks. Liv turned around and looked right at it, but didn't process it? Maybe it is too early on then. I'm sure some people do it, but it might be too soon, even if you notice that it's, I don't know, that it's there. It's just so... It's so stark. The reason this one hits so hard is because it's a straight line. It's so unnatural. The river is like the first other super, super obvious one. But that one's really obvious. I don't know. Hindsight, right? We've been there. We've learned so much. Our brains have been transformed. At this point. Alright, so yeah, this is puzzling me. I spent a good amount of time like comparing all my screenshots of the different triangles, but no luck thus far. We're going to the pond. You see the world fundamentally differently when you started, yeah. Oh, it's great. And like, I don't know. I know where stuff is better. I still turn the wrong way all the time, but I know I have better direction and like purpose in where I'm going, I feel like. I say that as I'm wandering around here. Okay, pond. So, did we talk about the pond last time? We talked about it in the Discord stream. I don't think I talked about it live. Basically, again, like late game, mega spoilers for The Witness. If you're here at this point, you've probably seen me play through a bunch of the puzzles. But the pond is a map of the island, and it tells you everything. And we learned about these These dang triangle-shaped leaves. Even this is a clue. What if these rocks are clues? Could be. I'm not writing anything off. Okay. But, these are what we're looking for today. So there's 2 in the starting area, and then 1 outside of the starting area past the vault. We can do that first. We might as well just go 1 area at a time, right? And it is tough. Maybe I'll like screenshot different parts of the pond. We could do that. So this tells me the 3 that I want to go for first. I also learned a thing. If I don't use the snip tool and I just do this, the game informs you. You have taken a screenshot. I think there's some in the shoreline, the pottery area. There's 2. Screenshot. There's none. This is the desert over here. This is the triangle puzzle that's by the, I guess, west side of the desert. And then this is the vault. There's a clamshell in the water that's open because I opened that vault. Oh, you know what else we could do if we get tired of EP hunting is, I'll just take those 2 for now. Why not? Is, go try to do the wrecked ship vault, because that one's tough. Desert vault hype! Yeah, that was really tough. I worked on that for quite a while. So there's one over here-ish. Past the vault that's in here. Where's that entrance? Right here. But I don't think it would be in here with it. I say that, and these things are so tiny and so hidden. The perfect little rectangles. Just scattered about. I like that most of them seem to have a purposeful placement. They're just really hard to see. And there's so many of these dang, like, white rocks everywhere. Sometimes I wish they were a different color. We should look, what pillar is this area connected to? I don't know. Windmill Village? Seems like a good place for one, right? Overlooking the water. On the rock somewhere? No. This is stream now. Treasure hunting. Scavenger hunting. How far did you all take this game? I know Semi plays the randomizer. I know many of you have worked through it, finished it. I think some of you have told me you're trying to 100% it or somewhere in the process. Because I did not think it would get its hooks this deep into me. I was like, yeah, I'm content to play this off stream and like do it in the Discord, but the more I found out, the more I was like, I don't know, I'm not ready to give it up yet. I think this is too far if I go out to the pottery roof. There's probably a more, like, accurate way to read the map, too. I just kind of do general points of interest. But let me pull up my screenshots. just to make certain that I'm looking at the right thing. Okay, so this one is... I had gotten second achievement, though I needed a nudge from a friend. The mysterious second achievement. Oh, also, cheers. I poured wine and then I didn't toast you. Okay, I'm not sure I'm looking in the right place. Let's go back in the starting area and look there, because that seems more obvious. And maybe we'll go look at the boat map. Sawyer, how's it going? Welcome in. Yeah, congrats indeed. No small feat. From someone who has no idea what the second achievement is and doesn't want to know yet. Congrats. I feel like it's somewhere over here, but it's not a rock. I'll tell you that much. It's not a rock. I might open this door again too, although you can get to both sides of it from the way everything's laid out right now. Haven't done all EPs, but did most everything else. Nice. Hi Charmander, welcome. We've got two, also progress update, 2 completed pillars now of EPs. We're at, I don't think I showed, we're at 441 plus 107 plus 2? Yeah. Slowly but surely. Chipping away. It's a lot. My poor brain can barely handle it. But I think streams like this are pretty relaxing and hopefully rewarding for when we get stuff. And we'll just go one step at a time. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. We're just getting started and I wonder if I need to look more specifically at the pond for like really fine-tuned guidelines. I wouldn't put it past this game to have super accurate descriptions of where to go, and I'm just reading it incorrectly. A lot of progress. How many video logs you got so far? 4? I think? We've come a long way. And last stream, we got, like, the ending, and I was just barely scratching the surface of some of this stuff. Most of this I've done off stream or on a Discord stream. It's really fun to dig into it when the pressure's off and just get immersed in it, so. How's the game? Still yet to play it? Oh, Lupos. This game is so good and different and challenging, and it breaks your brain a little bit, and not only in a way of staring at one puzzle for a long time, because there's a lot of that, but in making puzzles out of things you didn't realize it was making puzzles out of, and you're just like, oh, I had no idea they were gonna do that. It's cool. I like puzzle games. It's a heck of a puzzle game. Alright, do you like Riven and Myst? Today, you might not see as much puzzling as you will exploring, which is kind of good because it won't spoil as many things for you. Aha! Is it blinking? It is blinking. All right, let's go. Used to love Myst. Yeah, it's like scratching the itch that Myst scratches, but way more detailed and way more modern. It's great. What's up? I'm here for Unbroken Brains and only Unbroken Brains, friend. Hi. I don't know. My brain's pretty broken from this game, but it's very good to see you. I hope that your week's going well. The puzzling, the intrigue. I can't. I still, my Steam review of this game. I don't know. I love / hate this stupid game. Like, I love it so much, but then it constantly is like playing tricks on me. Talos Principle. Ooh, okay, nice. Yeah, we got a lot of references to Talos Principle. It comes up a lot because I love puzzle games too, and I haven't played it yet. But the game we played on Sunday, Hourglass, people were saying looked very similar to Talos Principle. My week is going well. Hope yours is too. It is. Cheers, Bren. We've got wine on a Wednesday. Normally this is a Friday thing for us, but it felt right. Alright, for the audio logs, I usually just play them and I don't chat for a while, so if you type something, if people come in, I might not respond until it's over. Here we go.
I am standing on the threshold about to enter a room. It is a complicated business. In the first place, I must shove against an atmosphere pressing with a force of 14 pounds on every square inch of my body. I must make sure of landing on a plank, traveling at 20 miles a second around the sun. A fraction of a second too early or too late, the plank would be miles away. I must do this whilst hanging from a round planet head outward into space and with a wind of ether blowing at no one knows how many miles a second through every interstice of my body. The plank has no solidity of substance. To step on it is like stepping on a swarm of flies. Shall I not slip through? No. If I make...
Okay, I can pause mid-audio log. I saw that, Sawyer. You're right, it's gonna be low because I have the mixer on pretty low.
One of the flies hits me and gives me...
I'll turn it up a little bit. Just downloaded a new puzzle game called Manifold Garden. That's on my wish list, Lupos. You'll have to give us a review. I've heard good things. Highly and welcome in. I'm just turning up the volume so we can hear the audio logs a bit better. They're gonna be quiet, which is the captions are helpful for that. Hopefully this is okay. You can pause by clicking it again. Oh yeah. I think I've done that once before. You could say it's Wednesday wine. Yeah. Game a bit low. Thank you, Llama. Thanks for the sound help. Let's try this.
Up again. I fall again and am knocked upwards by another fly, and so on. I may hope that the net result will be that I remain about steady, but if, unfortunately, I should slip through the floor or be boosted too violently up to the ceiling, the occurrence would be not a violation of the laws of nature, but a rare coincidence. These are some of the minor difficulties. I ought really to look at the problem four-dimensionally as concerning the intersection of my world line with that of the plank. Then again, it is necessary to determine in which direction the entropy of the world is increasing in order to make sure that my passage over the threshold is an entrance, not an exit. Verily, it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a scientific man to pass through a door. And whether the door be barn door or church door, it might be wiser that he should consent to be an ordinary man and walk in, rather than wait till all the difficulties involved in a really scientific ingress are resolved. Arthur Eddington, 1927.
Interesting. Audiolog reminds me of Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah, I have played Baba Is You. We streamed it, I don't remember, back in the spring? Maybe even February. There's a couple of highlights from it. Really, really cool game. It got too hard for me to keep streaming, and I haven't been back to it. For a while I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep playing it. I'll dive back in, but I haven't. Double audio log. I know, we found this one right away. Look, it's tucked under the pillow. Waiting for him to say, and has a big heart. Okay. Did I miss anything else from chat? Real quick. Just because I want to make sure the volume... Was that a little bit better? A little louder?
Through many births, I have wandered on and on, searching for, but never finding, the builder of this house.
Huh?
Through many births, I have wandered on and on, searching for, but never finding, the builder of this house.
That's cool. All right. That's it. That's a short one. Ashley hype, yeah. Most innovative puzzle game I played in years. It's so cool. Baba Is You was great. I like how... So something I love about The Witness is you don't get stuck on one path. And Baba Is You, you don't completely get stuck either. There's like, you can try several different puzzles at the same time, but you get stuck a lot quicker with like 3 or 4 that you can attempt. And if you're stuck on all of them, you have to take a break. Whereas this game, I love that I can just walk around and look at trees for a bit if I need a break. But Baba, the way that it's built, and I can't remember, I know you all told me the type of code it is, I guess, is fascinating, and my brain really likes it. Alright, music is coming back on. We got the 2 inside the starting area. I guess, safe word, where is the pillar for the starting area EPs? Is it the Windmill Village pillar? The tire stack? I think it is. I think we've talked about this before. Because I want to go check that out and see which other ones we're missing. Windmill Village, cool. Thank you. Do you all have we've talked about how I call the tree houses channel wood. And I think I've heard other people call the hedge mazes cemetery, which is confusing because this area is, I usually just say it's like the pottery barn, the pottery pier area, but it's also symmetry puzzles. Oh, not this area. That's not the right area. That's the one with the guy with the wine glass, right? That's like over to the right of the beach. Yeah. I saw a peninsula and I just pointed at it. The pottery area is over here. I bet there's some fun, unique, different names for the different sections of the map. Symmetry Island, yeah. That's what it is. It's a very accurate description. So we're missing 3. This is the one, I believe, on the wall with the yellow flowers. I don't know what's up with these 2. But they might not be in the starting area. They could be elsewhere. Dactyle, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How's it going? Happy Wednesday. What were you doing? How was your stream? Playing some Halo. Nice. Llama, thank you for the shout out. Welcome in, friends. I'm Jen. We are chilling with some wine and Witness on a Wednesday. I've been working at this game for a long time. I've played quite a bit off stream, and we're on a little bit of a completionist hunt today, I guess. Nomads, hi. Uchi, hi. I hope Halo is good. I hope you're enjoying, the anniversary of Halo? I'm not a Halo player, forgive me, but I know that there's a lot of hype around it lately. Xbox anniversary and Halo stuff that just came out. Love your glasses, thank you. Thanks, friends. It's good to have you here. Girlbo, hi, how are ya? Thanks for the follow, Semantically. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Yay. And Chai, thank you for gifting a sub to the community. I appreciate it. Welcome to the human race. Courtesy of Chai. Enjoy your Earth Badger emotes, your ad-free viewing. Thanks for the hype. Welcome in. This game is so good. I love tough puzzles. Oh, I love this game. I love this game and I hate this game. but only because I want to finish it so badly. And it's so surprising in a good and tricky way. Thanks for that follow, Nomads. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Let me scroll up really quick. The only thing that's tough about this game is I can't tab out very easily to scroll up in chat. I'm a bit sad I missed you playing the amazing game. Going to watch the VODs. Since you said you completed 2 of the Black Obelisk, do you remember your first moment of discovering puzzle in the environment? Yeah, it was the temple steps. It was the little circle seal above the temple, and that was when I finally clicked on it. I noticed them before that a couple of times and comment on them, but I didn't click on them until then. And all the first 6 episodes of this, first 5, the 6 I haven't published yet, are on YouTube as well if you prefer to watch them that way. Anonymous, thank you for gifting a sub to Sawyer. I appreciate it. Sawyer, welcome to the human race. Enjoy Earth Badge, your emotes, your ad-free viewing, your access to the sub-only channel in the Discord. Very glad to have you. Let's get back to it, Raiders. I really appreciate you being here. If you need to lurk and run and get some food after a raid, I totally understand. If you want to chill with us, sit back and relax for some chill puzzles. Honestly, we're more on a scavenger hunt today than anything else, so very laid back. I'm baffled that I don't know where this other audio log is gonna be. Am I looking at it from the right direction? Probably not. It's gonna be on the right side of the path. Because when you look at the pond map, the water is like this. I always get that confused. There's a nudge I wish I'd asked about before the end of last Twitch stream, as there's something that might be interesting for you and others to see while it's possible to talk about it. Is there a mod who's familiar with the witness to ask about it? I don't know. I don't know if TT's around. He just finished it. If you guys want to conference in spoiler chat, or maybe bounce ideas off of Semi, and come up with a potential nudge. I'm curious. I'm intrigued. And I don't know if it's something I've commented on or done off stream yet either. That could potentially be answered in spoiler chat. Thank you for treading delicately around nudges since we're pretty late in the game. Thanks for the Discord link too, Llama. Is it by... I wonder if this sound recording is by the puppy? By the dog? It wouldn't necessarily be on the right side of this path, but... I've never found one over here. It doesn't mean there isn't one over here. Yeah, if anybody else who's finished, that's not somebody I mentioned, if you have a lot of knowledge about it and you want to contribute to the conversation, we have a whole channel in our Discord called Spoiler Chat that I do not read or look at. I have it hidden, I have it muted, and everybody can go in there and talk about the games I'm playing while I'm live. If there's concern for spoilers or hints or tips or things like that that you really want to talk about, but you know I won't want to know about them in stream. Wait, did I look at the other side too? Because how close was it to the edge? The edge of the water when we saw it in the pond. I'm not sure. Girlbo, thank you for redeeming human kindness. I appreciate it. Sending human kindness from me to you, to all of chat. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. You're loved. You're worthy. You deserve all the kindness and respect. I hope that these calm vibes get you through the rest of the week. I believe in you.
Yes.
All the love.
Yes. Yes.
And cheers. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Welcome in. We're just searching around the trees and the bushes. Okay, maybe it's back here. But they're usually, I don't know. A lot of them are displayed, or they're at the end of a path or something like that. They're not just hidden randomly in the trees most of the time. I'd asked about it in spoiler chat, but TT hadn't seen it yet. It's one of two things I needed a nudge from a friend. Gotcha. I'm curious. I feel like this overlook would be a good place to put one. But maybe it's just here so that you can do this. But it's past the vault. And this is the way... What is this? This is just some weird... These are just some more bushes. This is the way to get up top? Yeah. Alright. We might leave that sound recording behind. There's other... I'm hesitant about EPs in the starting area, though, because... I feel like there's... We're blocked here. I know that we're blocked here because of the triangles. So I think I'll have to leave that side of the tire stack alone for now. Like, I don't think we have this one. It's the sun. I'm unsure how these would be connected. Pasta vault? Wait, what? What about pasta? Past the vault? Oh, okay. What do you mean blocked? I think there's... Yep, I got your number. It took me a second. I think this does something. Slash, I know that this does something. But I don't know how or why or what yet. I just, there's something funky going on in there that I'm hesitant to, like, dig around for too long. What are you all up to today? Anyone had any good food or something or plans for it? Oh, that's a good question, Llama. I had a cookie for breakfast and it was delicious, but it's not a good breakfast. And then I made some yummy rice for lunch. Those are my good food plans. I don't know, post-stream, I never know what I'm gonna be hungry for. What about you? And plans for the night? Just this. Puzzling away. Just ate an absurd meal of cheesy breadsticks and only have the mildest of regrets. Too delicious and interesting texture to regret it. That sounds really good. Ooh, I will share a diet fun fact for you all, though. We talked about this in stream a while back, and I have now been pescatarian for 2 months. It's been good. It's been going well. Progress. I don't... Oh, here it is. Yes, yes, yes. We found it. I don't really miss anything. I really like it. I was already pretty close to it anyway when I decided to make the switch, because I knew like it would have to be a gradual transition over time. So it's good. It's going well. All right, here we go.
The physicist Wolfgang Pauli once spoke of two limiting conceptions, both of which have been extraordinarily fruitful in the history of human thought, although no genuine reality corresponds to them. At one extreme is the idea of an objective world, pursuing its regular course in space and time independently of any kind of observing subject. This has been the guiding image of modern science. At the other extreme is the idea of a subject, mystically experiencing the unity of the world and no longer confronted by an object or by any objective world. This has been the guiding image of Asian mysticism. Our thinking moves somewhere in the middle, between these two limiting conceptions. We should maintain the tension resulting from these two opposites. Werner Heisenberg, 1974.
Interesting. Okay, thank you, Werner. Favorite fish? Oh, do I have a favorite? I don't know. So I told you all it was my dad's birthday last week, and we went out and I had scallops. And I'm not like a big scallop person. They're okay. They're good. It's not usually my favorite, but at this place, they were so good. So delicious. I really love, like, I love fish. I like walleye and perch. I like freshwater fish, catfish. But I think like shellfish, clams, oysters, mussels, those are all, that's my favorite stuff. Like the really fishy stuff. Or I guess fishy smelling. I don't know how to describe it, but that's my fave. The location was indicated by the pond, Austin. We can go back and look. I was gonna come look at this again and see what other tire stack stuff we can chip away at. This looks like a horizon one. I feel like this is a cloud one that I keep missing, but uncertain. Scallops are one of my favorite things. Get a hibachi. Ooh, that's a good tip. I don't think I've ever had, maybe not in a long time, have I had scallops at hibachi. I get the shrimp a lot. It's neat. I wish I'd noticed the aspects of the pond. Yeah, it's so just blew my mind. The pond has been so cool. Oh, Magus, have I gotten to talk to you about the pond too? Because at the end of the last time we streamed, I think we were like leaning towards the side of giving me a hint about it, but then I figured it out off stream. I think we talked about it in Discord, maybe. Being someone who lived in Japan for a while, I got into eel during my stay. I've had some cooked eel. I've had eel sushi before. I forget what it's called. Doesn't eel in Japanese have a really fun name? It's yummy. Heard you figured it out. Yeah. It's unagi. I mean, fun name. It's just eel in Japanese, but it sounds cool to me. Where are these ones? Oh, that's this one that I can't figure out. I haven't figured out yet. And then this looks like half of a guitar. This looks like the oh, I'm stuck in the bushes. Help. This looks like the bay a little bit. Like something that starts out on the dock, maybe, and traces around the edge of the island. Like, cause this is one, but we got it. This pipe right here. Oh, it even shows us from this angle. That's handy. puzzling. James, how's it going? Welcome in. Doing pretty good. Having a very chill puzzle stream. We switched it up today. And I'm glad we did. Unagi, a state of total awareness. Only by achieving true Unagi can you be prepared any danger that may befall you. Il in Norwegian is even shorter. It's just... Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Il? Al? That's cool. Doing well. Glad you're doing well too. Nothing wrong with the chill stream. There's never anything wrong with the chill stream. I'm glad you agree. Do we need the boat map? I think we're good. Like the all in olives. Olives? All? From a Friends episode? Oh, nice! Friends references go over my head. I haven't watched nearly enough Friends to understand any or memorize any. Gosh, there's some blooper reel somewhere, though, of something from Friends. I know, super cryptic. That I thought was the funniest thing. The bloopers are good. I feel like I've seen more bloopers than I've seen episodes. There's so many of these that look like a finish line, you know? And this one is always upsetting me. We can't get it from down here, because otherwise I would wonder if the boat could help us out with that one. Streams always have chill vibes, which are great to finish up the day with. Thank you, James. We try to keep it that way. I was telling a friend about Axiom Verge 2 recently, because this is just a dead end. Okay, cool. Because we just started it and because I'm very excited about it, but it is a lot of noises and sounds and music and hype. It's not a super chill game. It's not chill. It has no chill, but it's really, really good. I just don't think I was feeling the high energy game today. Oh, I don't think there's anything, unless it's an EP. I don't think there's like a lily pad or a item there, a collectible there. Alright, let's go look again. When you have Umavi, wish in the critical role, universe is something similar to a perfect soul, achieved enlightenment through many lifetimes. Oh, cool. Slightly different vibes for these games, yes. Slightly different. Slightly very different. I wonder if we need to go up there and look down this way. I don't know if I have a screenshot of this side of the pillar. Just for a reminder. But we're done with these. These, I think, are underground. This is a cloud, I think. I saw it, but part of it was gray. Oh, thank you for the posture check. And for thanking the mods. I appreciate it. Posture check needed. Umabi is a title for those who've achieved it. Oh, I like that. Shakes fist and rain cloud. Yeah, you and me both. So these are towards the direction of the starting area. This looks like the one around the doorway that we were looking at, and I was joking that the sun was the circle, but this is the flower one. I don't know what this is. I don't think I've been able to find it yet. Hey creative, welcome in. It's good to see you. These are so tough. Alright, Jen. Time to move on. We can't stand there staring at one thing for too long. It doesn't help. How do I get on... Ooh? How do I get on top of... No, that's a tunnel. I want a higher vantage point real quick. Glad to be here even if for a little bit between things. Yeah, I appreciate it. Keeping busy? We're looking for a circle. Surprise, surprise. That kind of angles out. I was thinking it would angle out from the dock like this. That's what that reminded me of, but I'm not seeing it. Unclear. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the pond. We're still making progress. Tiny bits of progress. Any favorite areas in the game? Ugh. I mean Channelwood because it looks like Channelwood. The starting area, I love the different colors of the flowers. I love just the fact that that's the first thing that you see when you come out of the tunnel. Even though I was really angry about the puzzles and not angry, I struggled with the puzzles in Windmill Village for a long time, but now that I understand it a little better and I finished the laser, I think Windmill Village is really cool. Yeah. Those are maybe my favorites. Got a queer bazaar event tonight I'm helping out with. Oh, nice. That does sound fun. Okay, look. These were not blooming before, and now they are. Hooray. We could try for... Okay, so here's another thing. We have, I don't know if it's all of them. We have 3 triangles in Windmill Village, so we're good there, I think. But I don't know why these lilies are yellow. My guess is it's because I cannot access them yet. They're sound recordings, but they're unavailable to me. Don't confirm, don't deny. That's my best guess because I don't have anything to lead me to believe otherwise yet. This one is really close to the pillar. We should go look for that. It's just to the right and like a little bit inland of the pillar. This game is so pretty. Yeah. I was walking up to the mountain today. I was playing this earlier today too, and I was on a hike back to the top of the mountaintop over here. Oops, there's a bush in the way. Over here. And like the first time I went up there, I was blown away. Wow, the view from up top is so pretty. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. And now I walk up there. I'm like, all right, we're going back up the mountain. Like, I wish I could get back some of that amazement at the scenery that we had on the first day. Regarding the temptation to nudge, it turns out there was an aspect I didn't know about. I believe in you and your adventures of curiosity. Thanks, Austin. Okay, cool. I'm curious, but it sounds like there's more to it. Very intriguing. oops, to the right and inland of the tire stack. Is it on this ledge? Can I walk up here? Looks like I should be able to, but I cannot. But it's still on... Oh, which side of the triangle is it on? Is it past the triangle or before the triangle? I don't think it's this far over. This song has a lot of really interesting sound effects in it. I want to know what these instruments are called. That one right there. The one that's almost like a bell, but wobbly. Okay, I don't see it yet. I don't know if I'm far enough inland. It might be up on the scaffolding up there. Or on top of the storage container, maybe? It's not inside. This is just where the... yeah. That's where the triangle is. Sounds like hitting a singing saw. I like the effect. There it is again. I think since we're playing this today, tomorrow's Discord stream, and I could change my mind, but I think tomorrow's Discord stream will lean towards Metroid Dread because I haven't done much with it in a little while, and we are going to work towards 100% in that as well. So I think that's what's on the agenda. It was anyway. I was gonna split the stream half and half, but I think we'll just do that. Okay, it's not on top of the storage container, it doesn't look like. I haven't seen everything, but you might have gotten the first EP I found when I wasn't around. Oh, yeah. I guess you could tell me what tire stack it's on. And then we could go take a look at that tire stack. I finished the Channelwood tire stack and the Desert / Symmetry tire stack. Those two are complete. The temple / forest one? Okay. I still have a lot left on that one. A lot left. I have a list of how many I have left. Should I go through the list? If it wasn't for Carpal Tunnel, I'd be playing more Dread. Oh no! It's such a cool looking game. It is like really rough on the hand sometimes, I feel like. I feel like it's rough on the controller too. For Shine Sparking at least. Okay, here's my numbered list. Oh, wait. Is it not on this notebook? Is it in my other notebook? You're an octopus boss? Nice. It's a good one. Temple, I'm missing... Oh, I'm only missing 3 at the temple tire stack. The quarry tire stack, I'm missing 3. But I might have completed some of these. I haven't been back to look. The windmill one, I was missing 11 last we checked, but I think it's fewer now since we just visited it. The river one, I'm missing 13. It's a lot. seen Oats and Goats do speedruns, not that it ruined anything. Yeah, I feel like speedruns don't often ruin a game because they look so different than just playing like a vanilla playthrough. Has a whole different feel to it. You don't even know what you're looking at. Maybe it's inside that room? Did we look down there yet? It's not on this windowsill? Or one of these other windowsills? Oh, sneaky! How else are you supposed to get a view of that? Alright, sound recording.
The concept of a clock enfolds all succession in time.
Thank
In
you
the
for the follow.
concept, the sixth
Thanks for
hour
supporting
is
fellow
not
human.
earlier than the seventh or eighth, although the clock never strikes the hour, save when the concept biddeth. Nicholas of Cusa, 1450.
Okay, a short one about clocks. Not bad. So sneaky! These two, I just don't know yet. There's stuff that we're still missing. Amazing how the game isn't even 2-month-old and people can beat it in under 1.25 hours. Yeah. I did the circle strats with a robot boss after Quiet Robe. Circle strats. Was that like... Oh, I remember what that is. Yeah, the robots. It felt cheap. Cheating. No, use whatever tools you have available. I'm chilling here trying to reduce the component count for a project I'm planning. Gotcha. Good luck. Very sneaky. Short and sweet. Every time you say fellow human, I think of Invader Zim. That's one I haven't heard for the human thing yet. I get community all the time. And then someone I think said Red Dwarf. To which... I've not seen it, but I remember people on the like comment thread being like, oh yeah, Red Dwarf is cool. Semi, thank you for gifting a sub to Creative Minds. I appreciate it. Welcome to the human race, courtesy of Semi. Enjoy your Earth badge, your emotes, your ad-free viewing. We're very glad to have you. Thank you. Every time... Oh, wait. The Nicholas of Cusa quotes hit different. Probably my favorites in the game. Nice. The quotes are so hard for me to take in, especially when I'm live. I feel like I don't fully understand them or process them. They're nice to listen to. I like bits of them. I do have plans to go back and like listen to them more intently off stream. Maybe when I'm done and just do like a nice quote listen, like a podcast someday. I've been working on drawing out some sub badges. A nice way to get back into drawing. Some small things. Nice. All the love. Early on, you mentioned rooms you saw but couldn't get to. Oh, okay. I will tell you, Austin, because it's driving me mad. I went inside the mountain. We can go up there at some point. And there's that, like, big stack of monitors, right? Monitors, chairs, desks. There's a statue guy, and he's reaching out for help. And like the monitors have different scenes flashing on them. And when you go through the mountain for the first time, you don't know that some of the things that are unfamiliar on those screens aren't further in the mountain. You're like, oh weird, I've never seen that before. It must be in the mountain somewhere. But now that I've been through the mountain and back again, I looked at those monitors and went, where is that stuff? I've never seen that. So there's like, I mean, one of them, ooh, let's go find this. One of them is a room with a pink floor and like a gray tunnel behind it. And you can see the pink floor through the closed door that's at the bottom of the windmill staircase. I've been inside the windmill so many times. I go to the bottom of the stairs and I bash my head against that door because I don't know how to get over there. And it's pink. So when I saw it on the monitor, I knew what that one was. There's another one that's like an elevator shaft. There's a couple that I think show the same elevator shaft, maybe. And then there's a doorway to the outside, and you can kind of see trees and like an archway in the background. There's another one that looks like a path that like winds between various blank panels, puzzle panels. It looks like it's deep underground. And then there's like another temple. There's this kind of tan, golden, glowing temple looking building. All things I have not seen. And there's these vaults too. There's these clamshells in the pond here, which one of these is, I don't know where this one is. I don't know how to get to this clamshell. The other closed clamshell is the vault on the wrecked ship, because I haven't figured that out yet. That one's really tough. But this one, no idea. This one, no idea. Haven't seen it. Couldn't be in this game. I did a quote listen afterwards. YouTube has a whole playlist. Good. I figured there would be. That's good. There are some intriguing videos in The Witness, including a documentary with a long interview of Jonathan Blow. Yeah, I'll be curious. I'll be curious later. Right now, I just want to focus on our goals. How to get a clamshell, if only we could wade into the pond. Yeah. If I open the clamshell by force, does that open the vault door? All right, this is the beach. Because this triangle, where is it? Right here is the log that like leads up through the bamboo sound area. So this is the beach in front of that. Beach, 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 beach. This might be... I don't know. We'll go try it. And then this is the bamboo... pillar? No. What pillar is this? I forget. I don't know. We'll go walk around that area, but I'm gonna need to take a screenshot of this so I know what we're looking for. How do I take a good screenshot of this? So many fountains. We have the two that are higher now. Look how cool these look when they're extra tall. Thanks, llama. And table, welcome in. How are you? Best security system possible, clamshell-based lock doors. Yes. Yes. Oh, goodness. Okay, how do I focus? This is the Windmill Village one. What's to the right of Windmill? Is this the temple laser? I think so. So there's one in the temple. I mean, I know there's a definitive way to figure that out, but, like, sometimes I get so confused by this map. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Let's just take a couple screenshots and go walk around. I'm second guessing myself. It's gonna be... Can we get there from this direction? Yeah, okay. All right. I've got things backwards, but we'll make it work. I think I have the temple and the beach or the bamboo ones reversed. It's very confusing. But here's the beach. Excuse me? Did anyone leave a tape recorder behind? How do you unlock fountains? You make them go higher when you finish a stack of environmental puzzles. When you finish every puzzle on one of the tire stacks, then the tire stack turns white. and the fountain goes higher, which I knew none of this the last time we streamed this game. And it makes me love the game even more. Albeit, I felt like they really pulled a fast one on me the first time I started figuring stuff out about the pond. I was like, wow, I can't believe this is in the game the whole time. They're so sneaky. This game seems infinite. It's great. It is. It's we'll be playing it forever. Is there one on one of these rocks or something out there? I don't think so, because it wasn't outside of the pond. Antable, thank you for redeeming human kindness, sending human kindness from me to you, to all of chat. Cheers, happy Wednesday. I appreciate you. Cheers to you in the community. Thank you for hanging out with me and being kind to each other, sending all the love and the strength to get through the week, and the concentration if you need it, the focus if you need it. I believe in you. You can do this. Thank you so much. I like how much the game hides its density. Yeah, it really does. It's great. It's nice because you feel like the game pulled a fast one on you. Like, oh, I can't believe this was here the whole time and I missed it. But then you're like, no. I'm glad I slowly unpeeled the layers of this game. I'm glad it didn't happen all at once. Because you all saw what happened when I first found out about EPs. I was like, taking 2 steps and looking and stopping and taking 2 steps and looking and stopping. I couldn't do anything else, or things slowed down significantly because I was overwhelmed at how many new things there were to look at. If I had, oh, it's orange. Is that normal? If I had known about the map early on, I feel like it was really nice to discover it when I discovered it. You aren't finished with Nestroid. How are you enjoying it so far? It's a fun community activity. It's definitely a challenge. I like it though. It's a good time to just take it easy and go slow and do it like bit by bit. I'm not the type of person that could sit down and just play that game and grind it out because it's too frustrating for me. But I know when we stream it, people have a good time like reliving the nostalgia. And I was saying during the stream, I just like that it boils down all the things I love about Metroidvanias, and you're like, this is it. This is the game. It has all the essentials, even at like the most basic level. Never beaten it. It's so hard, but just fun to explore. Yeah, it's the OG, exactly. All right, sound recording time.
One day I happened to be occupied with the subject of generation of waves by wind. I took down the standard treatise on hydrodynamics, and under that heading I read, if the external forces P prime sub YY, P
Excuse
prime
me?
sub XY be given multiples of e to the IKX plus AT, where K and A are prescribed, the equations in question determine A and C, and thence, by 9, the value of eta. And so on.
Okay.
Ranges.
Thanks.
At the end, it is made clear that a wind of less than half a mile an hour will leave the surface unruffled. At a mile an hour, the surface is covered with minute corrugations due to capillary waves which decay immediately if the disturbing cause ceases. At 2 miles an hour, the gravity waves appear.
Yeah.
As the author modestly concludes, our theoretical investigations give considerable insight into the incipient stages of wave formation. On another occasion, the same subject of generation of waves by wind was in my mind, but this time
I can't
another book was
comprehend.
more appropriate, and I read, "There are waters blown by changing winds to laughter, and lit by the rich skies all day, and after."
Okay, now
frost
poetry.
with a gesture.
Did my controller die? Yeah.
And wandering loveliness. He leaves a white, unbroken glory, a gathered radiance, a width, a shining peace under the night.
I like this part.
The magic words bring back the scene. Again, we feel nature drawing close to us, uniting with us, till we are filled with the gladness of the waves dancing in the sunshine, with the awe of the moonlight on the frozen lake. These were not moments when we fell below ourselves. We did not look back on them and say, "It was disgraceful for a man with 6 sober senses and a scientific understanding to let himself be deluded in that way. I will take Lamb's hydrodynamics with me next time." It is good that there should be such moments for us. Life would be stunted and narrow if we could feel no significance in the world around us beyond that which can be weighed and measured with the tools of the physicist or described by the metrical symbols of the mathematician. Of course, it was an illusion. We can easily expose the rather clumsy trick that was played on us. Ethereal vibrations of various wavelengths, reflected at different angles from the disturbed interface between air and water, reached our eyes, and by photoelectric action caused appropriate stimuli to travel along the optic nerves to a brain center. Here, the mind set to work to weave an impression out of the stimuli. The incoming material was somewhat meager, but the mind is a great storehouse of associations that could be used to clothe the skeleton. Having woven an impression, the mind surveyed all that it had made and decided that it was very good. The critical faculty was lulled. We ceased to analyze and were conscious only of the impression as a whole. The warmth of the air, the scent of the grass, the gentle stir of the breeze, combined with the visual scene in one transcendent impression, around us and within us. Associations emerging from their storehouse grew bolder. Perhaps we recalled the phrase, rippling laughter. Waves, ripples, laughter, gladness. The ideas jostled one another. Quite illogically, we were glad. Though what there can possibly be to be glad about in a set of ethereal vibrations no sensible person can explain. A mood of quiet joy suffused the whole impression. The gladness in ourselves was in nature, in the waves, everywhere. That's how it was. It was an illusion. Then why toy with it longer? These airy fancies which the mind, when we do not keep it severely in order, projects into the external world should be of no concern to the earnest seeker after truth.
Okay.
Get back to the solid substance of things, to the material of the water moving under the pressure of the wind and the force of gravitation, in obedience to the laws of hydrodynamics. But the solid substance of things is another illusion.
I cannot
It too
comprehend
is a
this
fancy
one.
projected by the mind into the external world. We have chased the solid substance from the continuous liquid to the atom, from the atom to the electron, and there we have lost it. But at least it will be said, we have reached something real at the end of the chase, the protons and electrons. Or, if the new quantum theory condemns these images as too concrete and leaves us with no coherent images at all, at least we have symbolic coordinates and momenta and Hamiltonian functions.
No,
Devoting
I'm
themselves
lost you
with
there. Yeah, we're
single-minded
done. We're
purpose
gone.
to ensuring that
I like the
QP
part about the
minus
waves
PQ
and the laughter.
shall be equal to IH over 2.
Ooh.
I have tried to show that by following this course we reach a cyclic scheme which, from its very nature, can only be a partial expression of our environment. It is not reality, but the skeleton of reality. Actuality has been lost in the exigencies of the
Another
chase.
ADHD torture audio
Having
log.
first rejected
This
the mind
one's
as a
so
work of
long.
illusion, we have in the end to return to the mind and say, here are worlds well and truly built on a basis more secure than your fanciful illusions. But there is nothing to make any one of them an actual world. Please choose one and weave your fanciful images into it. That alone can make it actual.
Mentions of
We have
Hamiltonians
torn
bring
away
back
the
nightmares from
mental
university.
fancies
Yeah, this
to
one's
get at
too
the
much.
reality
Suppose it was
beneath,
on board with long space
only to
one.
find
Because, you know, space,
that the
but this one
reality
lost
of
me.
that which
Yeah.
is beneath is
I mean,
bound
more
up
power to
with
you
its
if it's not
potentiality
lost
of
on you.
awakening these fancies.
And it's, you know,
It is because the mind, the
math
weaver
is
of
cool.
illusion, is also the only guarantor of reality, that reality is always to be sought at the base of illusion. Illusion is to reality as the smoke to the fire. I will not urge that hoary untruth, there is no smoke without fire, but it is reasonable to inquire whether, in the mystical illusions of man, there is not a reflection of an underlying reality. Arthur Eddington.
Thank you,
1927.
Arthur. That was something. Wow, that was so long. Thanks for listening to that with me. Trav, welcome in. Sorry, you came in during the audio log, but I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. We were just learning about multivariate calculus. What else did I miss? No, I was just lost. It's okay. I feel like this one has so far used math as a form of joke absurdity, but I could be misinterpreting what portions I've tuned in on. Yeah. My mind went to, I want to hyper-focus on this log, but it was too difficult to follow, not only because of the super math and philosophy, because my second language. Oh yeah. No, I am proud of you for trying, Llama. Seems to be a quantum philosophy. I'm sure it's cool. I just can't follow, but I'd be curious to listen to somebody break it down in simple terms for me. I'd listen to the narrator reading literally anything. The narrators are so good. That was quite the log, for sure. Llama, thank you for the cat cameo. Let me, what time is it? Oh, yeah, we're like right at 2 hours. We did take a break earlier, just so I could pour my wine. But I will bring a cat in to hang out with you all. I only passed calculus in college because a professor turned out to be my childhood friend's dad. Nice. That's lucky. Do I have cat cameo? I have a button for it now. On the stream deck. I'm so hyped. Okay. Let's go grab a cat. Cat break after the log. Whoa. Okay. Duncan is here to say hello. He's been having a tough time because I rearranged this room and he could not come in at all while I was moving furniture and cords and all the stuff around. You probably can't hear me very well because the mic's way down there. I should have moved it up. Here's Duncan. Look at this handsome guy. He's so fluffy and chonky. We've been on adventures together. Oh, let me get your other leg. There we go. And handsome. And he likes treats and scritches and pets and snuggles. Thanks for saying hi to Duncan, everyone. You're a chonk of love, yeah. He really is. He's a big framed cat anyway, but he's also kind of chonk. But we love him for it. Mom says hi. Semi says hi. Austin, Magus, Quintero, Zara, Numbers, Llama. Everyone says hi to you. Good boy. He chillin'. Thank you for the cat cameo. These are always so fun. Oh, you gonna meow for us? You gonna squeak? You want down? Okay. And we're back. We are also working towards our sub-goal of an entire stream of cat cameo. If that's something you're interested in, just want to let you know that that's our goal. We'll go back to the game here. The squeak! He has like the tiniest little high-pitched voice ever for such a big cat. Yeah, he did good being held for a while too. I miss my boys. Fiona's not a snuggle butt. Yeah. Oh, the snuggles are good. The cold weather is when they like get along the best because they put aside their differences for warmth. It's great. I love it. I talk about it all the time. Okay. Supposedly, there's an audio log somewhere, not further inland, but like it might be in this room somewhere, maybe? It's not sitting on this thing, is it? Or below it? No. We'll snuggle only with Dad when he goes to bed. Yeah. Gonna head out. Thanks for the chat and meeting with you all. I only spent like 10 hours watching YouTube and Metroid runs. I appreciate it, Creative. I know, it's cool to see you come in to Twitch from the videos, and I'm glad you got to meet us. I'm glad you got to see it live. It's a good time. And have a good rest of your night. Twitch is my home. Oh my gosh. Yeah, same. We're here 4 times a week. Streaming, hanging out. I do some modding as well. May have to bribe your cats to do a full stream. Oh yeah, there will be treats and bribery. We're gonna set it up so that they're ready to go. Less so since carpal tunnel. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a struggle. That's rough. I know that can't be easy to want to be streaming and gaming and everything, but your body says no. I probably misinterpreted the map again. I'm doing that a lot. I keep thinking, yeah, I looked at the pond, I know where it is, and then I go and search, I'm like, do I know where it is though? Did I look at it properly? Thankfully, we're close by. Like, really close by. Did I walk the absolute longest way to get to the temple? Well, we came from the beach, right? It's fine. It's enough drawing for now. Time to resize images and upload. Nice, llama. Enjoy. I need to ask Sam if we can adjust our sub badges a little bit too, because we have 18 months available to us and I still haven't assigned anything to it. So if we're looking at this from the bay, it should not be further inland. Yeah, I was looking around the right area. Right? Yeah. Okay, we'll keep looking. I probably walked right by it. You all know how that goes. I'm staring at it and I don't see it. It's fine. That's why I was looking so intently at these, what I thought was intently at these pillars. Would it be all the way over here? In this building? I don't know that it would be that far over. We could look real quick. I haven't been up here that much. I only came up here to do this puzzle and then left. Could be in one of these blue things. I'm adjusting a bit too because I wanted to continue the same theme even though I don't play Terraria these days. The art is cute. The art's very cute. I know. We haven't played Terraria. I need to figure out something on a schedule. I'm very schedule oriented. Checklists, schedules, routine, you know. It's part of my background. So when we were like, yeah, let's set up a Terraria channel, I just, if I don't commit to doing it like a certain day a week, I'm not very good at spur of the moment plans. And people saying, hey, who's around, who wants to play? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I need a heads up. I don't know if you all are like that too. I'm very much like, I don't know. I can do something spur of the moment, but social stuff, I think I need a plan ahead of time so I can like prepare and I know it's coming. I'm like, yes, let's save the date. Friday evening, let's all get together and do a thing. And I will set aside the time and the energy for it, you know. I was in Terraria channel the other day and I was sad. I'm sorry, Llama. There's like 4 posts. It's so barren. Your background, how so? I am an Air Force veteran, Sawyer. We talked about it a little bit on Veterans Day. We had an interesting chat. I have a military background. Before, like, first I did that, and then I did nail care and nail technician stuff for a little bit, and now I stream. I've totally switched life paths and priorities and beliefs since then, but that is still ingrained in me, like the schedule, the routine, the structure, the lists. I really enjoyed the time we played Terraria, but kind of forgot about the channel. I know, and it's up to me to promote it, right? And say, hey, let's get the Terraria game back together, the Terraria gang back together again. But it's just not part of my day-to-day. If I'm gonna do that, I need to say every, you know, Saturday subs play Terraria or something like that. Structure's nice. I kind of need it in order to be productive, but it's exhausting. Yes. Yeah, structure for me now is very loose compared to what it was. I say that I'm really tied to it, but it's much. I mean, you saw we started stream so late today. Like, it's not that I'm oh my gosh, I can't believe I started late. But I'm streaming on a Wednesday evening. It was on the schedule, and when I knew that I was gonna be late, I sent out a message to let you know I would be late, because like I can't just say, I don't know, maybe we'll stream today, maybe we won't. Like, I need to set a stream schedule for myself to make it work. If that makes sense. I was super hyped for it, but couldn't keep it up because I just forget. I'm on the opposite side when it comes to scheduling. Yeah. Everybody's different. And I think for me, when I get exhausted, I think, oh, I need to stop everything. I can't do it. Like, I just want a rest day, which is okay, but I have to put an ending time on my rest periods, because if I don't schedule anything, like, yeah, I won't be productive. I'll be a blob, and I feel worse if I rest too much, if that makes sense, because I fall in a slump. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong place now. This would be this far forward. I've gotten to a point where I need structure to function. I'm too tired to fit myself into any sort of structure. Yeah, it's hard. Because your brain will say, at least mine does, like, no, don't do anything. Rest, don't put any pressure. But if I do nothing, it kind of like continues the infinite loop of, no, don't do anything, you feel bad. You feel bad, so don't do anything, but then I feel worse. And getting over the hump is so hard, and once you're like over the hump, you know, there's this like fear of losing it. Same brain, yeah. That was how it was in August. I had set a goal for myself to go for a walk in the neighborhood, like every day of August. And I did pretty good. I did pretty good until I went out of town. And I got some good exercise while I was on my little stream vacation. But I didn't walk here every day after I came back. Because when you have a streak of like 10 days, you think, oh yeah, I have a streak, this is great. And then when you lose it, you're like less apt to get back on the same streak. Pretty much the basics of depression therapy. Doing nothing will not make things better. Yeah. Like, do manageable bits. For me, at least. This is what works for me. Do manageable bits one step at a time. Set, like, small goals for myself. to be proud of. We do with friends, like checklists and things, little accountability things. Say, I need to do this small thing today, and then, you know, checking it off the list and saying, I finished the small thing that I told you I was gonna do. Very helpful. Like make coffee, you know, I put that on my checklist all the time. Make coffee, because that's my first step most days, is just get out of bed, go in the kitchen, make coffee. Call my mom. That's on my checklist. Make phone call. Is it productive? I mean, you know, mostly it's just for comfort and social, and it's nice and support. It's not a task, but it's still on the checklist, and then I can say, okay, I did a thing. You know, shower, brush teeth, like those deserve to be checklist items. If you need to break it down into that many pieces, then do it. My doctor comes to me and asks, everyone has a schedule for certain things, like routine. When you wake up, eat breakfast, brush your teeth, and my answer is always different every day, even though I know my ADHD will be much easier to handle with lists and scheduling. I am not seeing where this one is. I wonder if it's up above us somewhere then. Because it should be back behind and to the left of the laser. It should be back here somewhere. I'm not seeing it. We might skip this one. PSA for anyone taking meds: if a side effect is vivid dreams, make sure your sleeping space is clear of things you can grab and get hurt and hit yourself. Yeah, I thought I was jumping. Mario jumping for a question mark block and punch the bed frame. Ow. That is solid advice. I don't know that I've heard of that as a medication side effect. That's really intense. Vivid dreams. I had a vivid, weird nightmare a couple weeks ago, last week, about the cats. And it just, ugh. You wake up and you're so glad that, you know, no one's scared or hurt. Everybody's okay. But I have a lot of pet-related dreams or nightmares or, like, animal-related dreams. Probably because I spend so much of my time mothering and babying my cats. They're a huge focus of my day. I've given my wife a solid shove. She's a trooper for not banishing me to the couch. Aww. That's tough. Sleepwalking, sleep punching, vivid dreaming. Your partner is along for the ride if you've got that going on. Alright. I don't know. We might leave this one for now. I'm probably walking right by it, I know, but... I thought we were so clever for looking along this railing. Do we think we can see it from above and look over the edge down into space that I can't see from here? Maybe? I don't know. We really haven't found any EPs either. This has solidly been just a sound recording hunt day, which is nice. The reward's not quite as satisfying as when you find an EP. Reminds me of when I was a kid. I used to sleepwalk up and down stairs and wake up on a different floor of the house. Yikes. That's so disorienting. Oh, and I always get to the front of this and think, oh, maybe it's down below, but by this time we've gone too far. I think, unless inland is more that way, you know? I'm thinking of inland in terms of the square, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's like down around the river here or something. Because the pond doesn't show this square structure, it just shows the laser. I didn't think of that. It's not just gonna be sitting in the grass. Sitting in the tall grass. Oh, the birds are in the lo-fi song. It's like, what? There's birds! There's not really birds in this game. Sadly. That's one thing that Hourglass has over The Witness. Birds. Didn't catch everything from this game. I thought you were finished or something. Hey, Angel Lord, welcome in. We are not finished. We got an ending. And I was gonna do the rest off stream, but I've been playing it so much off stream and focusing on it so much. I really like it. I thought I would stream it again today. I just wanted to chill with some puzzles. Honestly, chill with the scavenger hunt. It's been good. It's been really, really good. I'm a little baffled by this. I think we're gonna take a pause on trying to find this one for now. I wonder if I need to open some of these windows and then we'll be able to see it. Which I had a theory that some of the yellow lily pads were yellow depending on which doors were opened and closed. Like the swamp, if there's a path that I cannot get across, that would turn the lily pad yellow because I can't reach it at that moment. I still haven't really tested that theory. But this one's not a yellow lily pad. This one's a white lily pad. So it should just be normal. Always down for more Witness. I'm glad you guys like it. I missed it. I'm glad I took a break to kind of like reinvigorate my energy of streaming it, and now I just can't put it down. If I was a sound recording, where would I hide? I mean, I keep looking at my feet because that's so often I'm just staring at my feet and they're right there. But I don't know on this one. Probably a recording device. Yeah, I keep saying we'll come back and then I can't put it down. Also, I wish we could get on the roof. I can't walk away. I feel like it should be on this ledge right here. That's where I would hide if I was a sound recording. Nice view of the pond. Close enough to the temple that you can hear the ominous chanting noise. Are the sound recordings cassette CDs? It's a miniature tape recorder. What do you put inside of those? No, they're digital, I guess. They're like a handheld recorder. I think, did I used to have a mini one with tapes in it? I used to have a digital recorder for a linguistics class in college. I wish I still knew where it was. Just a voice recorder, yeah. You know what popped into my head is I could start my own captain's log. A voice diary. That's what I'd be using it for if I still had it. Thanks, llama. I'm embracing it, especially these days. Okay, yeah, I have to make me put this one down. Make me walk away and come back and do this later. Walk away, Jen. Walk past the recording and away. I wonder, as I turn back, I wonder if it's on the step somewhere. And I literally just sprinted past it. Ugh. I can't. I don't know where it is. And get stuck again later. Seriously. I've got a recorder. I think the thing most recently used it for was recording cracking dry spaghetti for a game jam. That's great. What a good use of a recorder. I love it. You know, like you do. I can't find this one. I gotta expand my search radius for this one. Captain's log. Still haven't found the other audio logs. Yeah. Stardate, whatever. System, whatever. Alright. It's burned in my brain. Onward. To... These are all yellow. This is the bamboo laser. This is the bamboo pillar. We could go look at it, and then there's a bunch on the mountain between the color laser and the mountaintop. Alright, here, let me take a screenshot. We're sprinting a lot more than we used to. For better or for worse. Still can't believe I never considered the flowers. Wait, Austin, have you heard my full recap of the pond? Do you want to? You know about the other things? The triangles are so sneaky. The first thing I noticed was the lanterns. I think the fountains were next. And then the lily pads, and now the triangle. Oh, and then the clams, and now the triangles. Still to be determined if there's more. And the dang wrecked ship. I can't believe that the wrecked ship is orange metal. They're just shenanigans. Pure shenanigans. All I noticed was lanterns and fountains. I love the wreck ship bit so much. It's great. It is a detail. In retrospect, I feel rather dense. No, please. This game goes too far. We're gonna go look at this pillar. Oh, isn't this the spot with the... Yeah. This is a thing that I have yet to solve. I forget exactly where I need to stand for it. Here? But all the clouds like move around? Here. What do we make of this? Eh? What's up with that? Feel like you're speaking a different language. I don't understand anything. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining it well. It's a lot of stuff that's piled upon each other over the course of the playthrough. Basically, nothing in this game is an accident. Everything is a symbol or a puzzle, and every time you think, oh, that's just a fun detail of the background, it's not. So Fluff, you found my favorite EP. I just found this one. Today? Yesterday? But I haven't gotten it yet. But I did learn about clouds. Specifically this one. These two clouds, when you stand up at a certain spot on the mountain, you have to like wait there until they join. I still haven't done it yet. There have been a few scattered safe word questions happening off stream as well. Nothing is true, everything's puzzle, yeah. I'm guessing this one is also timed, but kudos if you know the quote. Oh, yeah, I don't know that one, Llama. There's yellow, oh, that's really loud, sound recording somewhere around here. Don't know what that means yet. And now here's a pillar. We're missing, oh, that's so loud. This one inside the mountain I need to go back for. These I'm unsure of. This is the cloud one. Sorry, it's really loud. These are like, I don't know. More clouds, more trees, or something. Something in here. We could go investigate before we go hunt down mountainside EPs. This is... Where are these? This is the river? No. I'm not sure what these are. This is a tree. These might be swamp puzzles, right? Yeah, okay. And so are these. I think. Okay. How do we get to the spot where I want to get in the bamboo? The ever-present question. But we're looking for EPs in the bamboo, not sound recordings. Oh, that's BB. She's tapping her cone against the door. She says hi. Oh, goodness. What's the difference? EPs, environmental puzzles, are like when, like the cloud thing we just saw, where there's a circle and a line somewhere made out of the environment. And sound recordings are the tiny little tape players scattered on the ground in different places. And we click on them and we sit back and relax and listen to somebody talk about science or philosophy or religion or, I don't know, lots of different stuff. What if we look straight up? Anything? What about the paths in here? They're pretty fuzzy. Shadows? Curious. Oh. Oh. We listened to this one. Okay. Good find. Already been found. But encouraging that we're still, you know, still got our eyes peeled. I always get lost in here too. I don't love this area. What is it in sound then? EP is an acronym for something other than sound. Oh, gotcha. Sorry. EP in this game always refers to environmental puzzles. So somewhere, something that you're looking at or walking across or, I don't know, is part of a building. All of a sudden you look at it and you go, wait a second, that's a puzzle that I can solve. That's a line drawing that I can complete. And so you complete it and it starts getting added to our file. So the EPs are the plus 107 in that file. Can you see that? The way my overlay is, the sub goal is blocking that a little bit. Extended play like a short album. Oh, yeah. For what it normally is. Outside of the witness. I think it's okay to go in circles here for a little bit. It's okay to get lost in the bamboo when you're looking for puzzles. I keep looking up at the sky, but... Oh, here we go! Yes! Just when I thought it wasn't worth it. Now what... Oh, we don't even need to block the edge of that. It'll just take. Da-da. Da-da-da-da. Yes! Thanks, Ostrich. I feel like we haven't done anything in a while. I'm glad we arrived at something. Now can we go the other way as well? Oh, oh! Those were the two on that side of the pillar that we were missing. EP dance. Yes, thanks for the hype. So much more. Like, I like the sound recordings a lot. It's a very Gen thing to have in a game. One of the first games we ever streamed was Everything, which you just wander around a really big open world and there's sound recordings from Alan Watts scattered about, and they're all like Buddhism and philosophy and life and death and religion. It's great. It's so relaxing. But in this game, They're nice, but like the real like gotcha moments are the EPs. When you find those, they're so rewarding. And we're doing it. We're making progress. Now, am I lost in the bamboo forest? Yes, absolutely. Will I ever make it out alive? To be determined. But at least we got those 2 EPs. What's left on the pillar? That one still has a lot left. I'll go back and look at it in a second if I can make it out of the bamboo forest. Nice to meet you. Thank you for the human kindness. A short hop in. Hello. It's good to see you. Sending human kindness from me to you, to all of chat. Thanks for popping in to say hi. It brightens my day that you're here. I'm glad to see you and have a moment to share the witness with you. Cheers to you, to chat, to the community. Thank you. We're doing a bit of a wine Wednesday, so I'm including it in the human kindness redemptions as well. I hope you don't mind. If you're missing one from the pillar now, you found the one I started with. Oh, I think... Let me go look. Is everything worth playing if we like the witness? It's not a puzzle game. It's a simulation. Like... It's aimless. There's no real goal. Like the tutorial, the story part is really short and fun and interesting, but after that it's like the game I play if I want to turn my brain off and have something in the background. Wife and I had hot white wine today mixed with apple juice and amaretto. Ooh, I've never tried that. I've never heard of that. I hope it was delicious. I think we've done this one? Does it show up if I don't complete the circle though? Is this the one that has a chunk of like a flower in front of it that completes it? I think so. I don't know. Let's go look at the pillar if I can. There's so many in this area. Oh. Like, you could just get lost in here with EPs. I forget how to do them all. I wish they would show up even if you, like, highlighted just a little bit of them. Is there not a way to make this one turn around this corner here? Unclear. Oh, hello? Getting distracted. There are recipes online. Tasty makes one tipsy in no time. Need to go to bed now. Okay, thanks for stopping in. Have a good sleep. I appreciate the human kindness. Did the thing, not a tune down with puzzles, gaming of my own before bedtime. Nice, llama. Enjoy. Okay, I made it out alive. This is the only way I know how to get back to the pillar. I get too lost otherwise. Oh, is this even right though? It might not even be right. She says, this is the only way I know how to get back. Doesn't make it back. Because I always think... whatever. Doesn't matter. I think we gotta go one, like, up a little bit more. Jen the Lost. Always with the bamboo. I'm always lost. Okay, we're still missing a ton. Like I said, I think these are swamp puzzles. Maybe. These we got. This is a cloud puzzle. These I'm uncertain. So we have a bunch in the swamp, I think, yeah. And we came over here because we were on our way up the mountain to look for sound recordings. Thanks for those points towards the Nestroid stream. Speaking of puzzles, thanks for the stream. Has anyone had a mysterious decaying smell from under the second story of a building? What? Oh my gosh. Yonkai, welcome. That sounds, distressing. Indeed. Those puzzles go to the mountain pillar. I thought they went to the forest temple pillar. I'll go look at the mountain pillar next. It's gonna be loud around the waterfall. Apologies. I'm just stress eating delicious yogurt. Oh, nice. Okay, good snacks are helpful with distressing emotions. You just looked at the mountain pillar? Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of the cloud spot. There's no pillar at the cloud spot. The Temple Forest one is further down. When was the last time we looked at that? I had the mountain one in mind because of those two that we just did, the like reverse ones. Aha! One pointy one. Why are you turning green? Just because you're reflecting the green of the forest? Okay, cool. This one, oh, this one I looked at for ages and I could not figure it out. It's like the garden by this one. This is the garden one. And I think this one is also a garden one, but I'm not ready to return to it yet. The steps are all done. These were the first ones I ever found. Were like these two, I think. This one's done. This is... Oh, I forgot what I... Oh, this is the negative space puzzle above the path into the bamboo / sound recording area. So this one is, I don't know, near there. Let's go look at the pond. Always return to the pond. To the pond! Yes. I think you have my first EP. Nice. I'm going to lurk mode. I need to keep working on Doom 2 mod. I've been way too lazy, easy distractible the past weeks. Oh, good luck, Angel Lord. I hope it works out. Oh, I was gonna... Oh, man, I get so distracted, too. Like, these are all either up top or inside of the mountain. And I don't feel like going inside the mountain. This is the color the color puzzle or like just above it. This is something. Swamp stuff. Ugh. Distressing. We can go look at the color stuff. We can go hang out in the swamp. I wouldn't mind. Nobe, how's it going? Oh, I love this game. I love this stupid game. It's so challenging, and it is always playing tricks on you, but it makes you love it even more because they're super unexpected, interesting tricks. And it's great. It's been great to see more exploration. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna stream it anymore, but I just felt like playing it today. This thing is slow as heck. I think I have this one too. We have this and oh, okay, now I know what these are on their respective pillars though. Oh, you cut me off. Interesting. I don't have to go across this way, but I feel like I want to, right? Unfortunately, a poor night's sleep is catching up with me and I need to crash. Thanks for the stream. I'm gonna have a nap. Okay, have a good nap, Austin. I hope it's restful and helpful. And we'll see you around. Have a good one. I don't know what I'm doing. In the meantime, I have no idea what I'm doing. I think I'm a little burnt out on sound recordings because they're just so tiny. And I go and I look at the pond and think, yeah, I totally know where this is. And we go and we search and I can't find it and I worry and I feel like there's not a lot other than chatting. I mean, I love chatting with you all while we go on a scavenger hunt, but it's a lot of walking and not pushing any buttons. I want this shape. Yeah. Whee! Oh, no, I don't want this shape. I did the reverse of what was already there. But that's not what we want. Curious why it doesn't let me cross over here. Like, what's preventing us from doing that? I must need to stand in a different place. Maybe it goes like up the pole and here or something? Or maybe it's not anything. Are you something? Maybe not from this angle? Do I want to cross here? Or do I want to go underneath? I'll cross here. I think that's fine. Weird. The one I'm looking for is... I'm unsure. This one. Oh, okay. Oh, but you have to be standing here, otherwise there's gaps in this line. And from the other side, well, it looks like maybe it would become a circle eventually. It's just not quite right. Not quite right. So I think we're gonna mess with it and send it across. How is this gonna work? I think it goes like this. When do you turn into a circle? Ever? Never? From the other side? Did I make the wrong shape? I've locked myself over here now. The other one's gonna spin though. It's odd, right? I don't see it. At least not yet. And now there's one from this side. Ooh, now we get sparkles though. Interesting. That wasn't what I was expecting. Not at all. Okay, well, rip. Sound recording? Oh, I can walk up here? Have I ever walked up here? Huh, that's so cool. Are you hiding a sound recording up here? I don't want to be like impolite and look up your skirt. That's not cool. But is there a sound recording nearby? I didn't know you could get up there. Yeah, that's seems like out of place that you'd be able to walk on that, but you can. And you can stare right into the face of this statue. It's pretty neat. Oh, you can get up here and you can turn this back and forth from here? Game changer. I don't have to walk all the way around. I think we have all these spiral ones in the water. Maybe. Those you can see from up on this cliff though, with the other lady. Today I had to take a short trip from another city, and suddenly the music from AV2 started playing from the desert area where you were in last stream. Completely forgot I had that on my playlist. Aw, that's awesome, Angel Lord. That's really cool. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about Axiom Verge, but it's just a little bit high energy for how I was feeling today, so we decided to change plans. But definitely gonna continue on Friday. Oh, it's hard to do this puzzle from here, but I'm gonna try. Oh wait, I have to make it 4 across. Yeah. There we go. JHR, welcome in. How's it going? I don't understand this yet. Maybe not at all. Am I supposed to be on it while it's spinning to figure this out? Unclear. Puzzle game I was gonna play didn't work out. Seeing I was in the middle of a save state on stream, so I'll hold it. I opened Hollow Knight. Oh, that's an interesting choice for relaxing and going to bed, Llama. I hope it's fun. What are you working on in Hollow Knight at the moment? Wasn't here when you said it, but understandable. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were, yeah. Just needed something a little bit more mellow today. What are you? Doesn't that look like a circle? I think that's just a leaf, though. Deceiving leaf. Is there, can you make this go all the way across? Have we done that before? Why have we not done that before? Probably because I didn't understand Tetris blocks. Alright. I started an offline save, just beat Hornet for the first time on that, heading to Fungal Waste or something. I love it. I love it. Were you here, Llama? I was giving the office like my updated streaming room tour at the beginning of stream, and I finally hung up my Hollow Knight poster. I have a poster of the map. It's right there. It's up on my wall. It looks so good. I got it like a year ago, and I still haven't hung it up. This bridge is very fast, actually. It's quite speedy. Started, oh yeah, I read that already. Oh, thanks, JH. I'm not looking for any tips or anything. Our like hints and help rule on my channel is pretty strict. I don't want any, yeah, no worries, just letting you know. I have to clarify, it's not just spoilers, it's like direction too, because sometimes even if it's not a spoiler, I'm like, ooh, please hold off until I figure it out on my own. Does this look better from this side now, at least? No, it didn't change anything because it's only related to this one. I don't know. Yeah, thanks for understanding. I know it's a little different than other channels, but every streamer has different preferences, and that's just how I like playing my games, even though it makes things tougher sometimes. I know, I think we got this one from above and this one from above, I think. Because the way that this is shaped. I'm pretty sure we did all those. So now, is there a recording out here? But we were looking for, oh, we were looking for the colors too. That's up on the cliff. Got here in the break right after showcase. I've scouted a, ooh, a display. Yeah, displays are cool. What is it of? Which one do you have your eye on? Oh, we're slowing down. Oh, well. Oh, just when we get a raid. Oh, Dex, oh my god. I was just like thinking, oh, I don't know if we're gonna find any more puzzles today. And then we get hit with a Dex raid. How are you? Welcome in. Thanks for all the love. Hey, 07s, O/slashes in the chat. Welcome. I'm Jen. We're playing The Witness. If you are trying not to get spoilers for this game, I'm kind of far along, I think. It's like way bigger of a game than I ever anticipated. Ketchup puzzles. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Dex. Thank you for the shout out for Dex. What were you doing today? Love The Witness. Yeah, there's nothing else quite like it, and it continues to blow my mind and like expand my expectations of it. Oh gosh. Okay. Yes. Interesting. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Welcome in. One of your favorite games. It's up there. And I was told about it because I played Myst on stream. I played I played Riven as a kid. I knew I would like this sort of style, but I just had no idea how deep it goes. Thanks for those follows. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for the raid hype, Dex. We played a cool game called Unbeatable. White label, a cute anime-inspired rhythm game. Nice! Love a good rhythm game. We started stream today with like a little bit of chatting. I updated the office. I switched my camera angle. We were just kind of chilling and talking about life. And then we dove into our puzzle game. There's, I don't know if it's spoilers to say. There's like collectibles in this game. We'll call it that. And we're kind of cleaning up and trying to see how many we can find. But I'm a ways away. If you're familiar with the game, I can show you my save file. Playing the Riven on the Twitch, yeah. I hope stream was awesome. I hope it was really hype. If you need to chill and relax and get food and stuff too, if you came in from the raid, I understand the lurk as well. I just really appreciate you being here. We did complete the game. Yeah, that was the last time I streamed it, and then I've been playing it offline a ton. Like, every time I picked it up, I found something new, and I finally was like, I need to bring this back to stream. So we're at 441 plus 109 plus 2. If that means things to you, great. If it doesn't, totally fine. Only know Riven as a character in League of Legends. Nice. It's a puzzle game, similar to this one. We're also having a little bit of a Wine Wednesday, and yeah. Keeping chill, calm vibes. I love puzzle games. Taking a break from our current Metroidvania, which is Axiom Verge 2. Really liking it. I've only streamed it for 1 day so far, but it's a lot higher energy. It's got like really hype music and a lot of tough enemies and stress, and I wanted something more relaxed today, so love the game dearly. I love Axiom Verge 1 so much, and 2 I've been putting off for ages because we love Outer Wilds here on this channel, so when the DLC for that came out, we played that, but it meant we had to push Axiom Verge 2 back, and we love Metroid on this channel, so when Dread came out, we had to play that. And then I finally was able to start up Axiom Verge 2. Yeah, there's a second one. It's good so far. I feel like similar to the first one, it has like a little bit of a slower start. And I'm waiting for like the story to really dig in. I think I'm just chipping away at it kind of slowly, and it'll get there. It'll pick up. Sawyer, thank you for redeeming human kindness. And Tender, thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. Love the skim in your look. Thanks, Jessica. Welcome. For the raiders, from Sawyer and to Sawyer, sending human kindness from me to you, to all the chat, to everybody that came in. I am sending kindness and calm vibes and confidence and radiance and strength to get through the week, sending that your way. I hope that it finds you, and I believe in you to get through all the stuff you need to get through, whether it be the hard stuff or the easy stuff. Thanks for being here. All the love. Blows my mind that it was one dude and did everything for both games. Yeah! Tom Happ. Amazing series. A huge Metroid fan, too, and you can tell. It's basically just an extension of Metroid games in Axiom Verge form, with like some cool new tools and science-y abilities mixed in. It's amazing. I have to go to work soon. Need some uplifting vibes. I hope that we can do that for you. We're on the hunt for these, so if you're trying to avoid spoilers, I'm gonna dig in now. Now's your chance to go away, to mute, to do whatever you need to do to protect yourself from spoilers. You don't have to go away, but I'm gonna talk extensively about this game. We're on the hunt for sound recordings today, which it says in the stream title. It's not a huge spoiler, but basically what that means is there's, I think, 49 tiny little tape recorders hidden all over the island. And there is an in-game map that shows you where they are, but they're still hard to pin down. So we've been looking for those. And then EPs are... Gosh, where's the nearest EP that I can show off? Puzzle or Cloud Spot? Should we show off Cloud Spot? No, I guess the river is probably the most obvious one to show off. That's what we're trying to do today, and it is a chore. I don't know where I'm at with sound recordings because it doesn't track those in your save file. Jessica, thanks for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Curious, has there been an EP that's only visible in the reflection? Yeah. Well... Yeah, there's been ones that are only the reflection. There's also plenty that you see the non-reflection version and like the mirror image, so you get 2 in 1. But there's some that you only see from the water. There's also some cool perspective, not puzzles, just almost optical illusions. Oh, sorry for the waterfall noises. We're going the wrong way anyways. Remember the first EP I found blew my mind? Same! My first EP was the temple. The seal at the top of the temple. And I don't remember which of the series because there's a bunch over there, but that was the first one I clicked on. We had started to notice some things in the environment, but I hadn't clicked on any of them until that one. Sorry for waterfall noise. Oh, it's just kind of loud. I think it is not as well balanced as some of the other stuff, and it's a little jarring sometimes. Ooh, is this one lined up finally? Run, Jen, run! Please be lined up. Please be lined up. I keep waiting for it to be the right timing. Oh, are we just too late? No! We got it! I've been waiting for this one for forever. Perfect timing. For chat. That's an EP. And this one, Semi, yes! Keep coming up here, because I don't have like a timer set for this one, but supposedly this one happens every 14 minutes. Because I found it, and I knew that the clouds were going to move, but then I maybe asked a little bit of a hint question to find out what kind of a cycle it was on. Thanks for the hype. It's evaded us for too long. And then I'll show you the river as well, because that one's really cool. And it's a lot of people's first EP when they play this. I might bring BB in to say hi too, because she's scratching at the door. She wants to meet you all. This is the mountain. It has many secrets. These are the lasers. There's like different chapters of the game. So as you go, you finish areas, and the final step is to activate one of the lasers that goes up to the top of the mountain. Here's the river. It's all circles and lines. Kind of reminds me of the one shrine puzzle in Breath of the Wild where you have to hold a snowball. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good comparison, Angel Lord. There's many shadow puzzles in this game. There's things with color, there's things with sound. If you like puzzles, this will last you hours and hours and hours. It's been a long time since I played, bringing all the nostalgia vibes. I'm glad. We like that. Having to wait for a specific time of day. There's statues like this everywhere, which I haven't figured out if they serve a purpose other than to look cool and mysterious. You're giving a speech or something. Taking a picture. There's all the lasers. There's stuff for us to do up here. I'm looking for sound recordings. I kind of want to ask, we have this one already. If we don't have it, it'll be green and like flashing. But I kind of want to ask if they're inside or outside the mountain, because I don't like going down inside the mountain. It just takes a while to get back out. This is sort of the final chapter area. Not really. I don't know when this game ends. I assume it's infinite. Do we know where this is? I think this is inside the windmill, maybe? Okay. Oops. Oh, we could... No, I think the last EP I'm gonna do is to redo the walkway puzzle. I need to redo this yellow line right here to get an EP out of the underside of it. It's very convoluted, and I need to undo it and then redo it again so I can get back out and exit. Oh, it's terrible. Let's leave. The colored light puzzles were your favorite? Yeah. The whole light section, you're talking about the laser on the the outside of the mountain, just below it?
Yes! 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 Yes!
I did not understand how the filters worked. Forever. I was doing color families and just kind of winging it, and then it finally, we needed the filters at the end of the section, and I got it. The one in the town too. The town one is cool. I have so many notes from this game. Also, thank you for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Welcome in. Here's just an example of the chicken scratch, like, Tetris piece notes that you take while playing this. Look familiar to anybody else that played this? Oh my gosh. I think these are my notes from the color puzzle in the village. Like that. It's kind of hard to see. Too many notes. Remember doing the same on your phone. Yeah, I have screenshots. It's just a lot. We can take a quick pause too. I think she's still nearby. If you all want to meet one of my cats. We had a cat cameo earlier with Duncan, but I think BB wants to make her presence known. Look at this view though. It's gorgeous. Oh, Semi, thank you. BB, come say hi. Okay, so BB, heads up, is wearing a cone. She has some health issues, but she's doing very well, and she loves snuggles, and she wants camera time. She always wants camera time. Let's go ahead and do this. She came running to the door. Here's the fluffy girl. Look at this sweetheart. Both the cats get camera time today. Oh, hi. Yeah. Cone baby, I know. She does so well with it. I wish she didn't have to, but she's got like a whole, I don't know, history of health stuff going on. She's such a trooper. And she loves the spotlight. It's like a fashion statement. Yeah, hi. Hello. What were you doing out there? Catching bugs? Chasing crinkle toys? I saw you left one for me at the door. We can play with it later. Our sub goal for this month is just cats. Oops, just cats. A whole stream of cat cameo, snuggle time, playtime, so they are the stars. Everybody says hi to you, BB. Yep. Yeah, you. That's right. Alright. Thank you for that cat cameo. She welcomes you all in. And if you've been here, you were here before the raid as well. She sends all her love. Thanks to the lurkers, too. Have so much love for Cat. Oh, yeah. She's a snuggle bug. Great, have fun. Another chunk. They're a little bit chunk. They do okay. It's a cone full of love. Ice cream cone. Okay. What should we set as our last goal for the night? Because I think we'll maybe go for 20-30 more minutes. We can still pack a lot into that time if we have a good attainable goal, a smart goal. Or we can just wander and enjoy the scenery. I'm fine with either. My cat's name is Princess Meatball. What's your cat's name? I love that. Her full name is actually Beatrix Kitto. Kitto. But I call her BB. Heck, I miss my cat. Aww. And my other cat's name is Duncan. I really like the top of the mountain. It's a good place to hang out. I feel like it's a pointed goal. It comes to a point, right? Are there people up here just holding sound recordings in their hands that I haven't seen yet? Excuse me, miss. Fellow human. Comrade. Friend, do you know where the sound recordings are? Duncan McCat of the Clan McCat. Something like that. She's Queen BB, he's King Duncan. I don't know. They're just the best. You all have cats as well. Princess Meatball. Original film cell from Kill Bill 1. I think it was the first movie that I ever loved. Yeah, I, like, right before I got her, I was on a huge Kill Bill kick. I was just obsessed with the movie, and I knew that that's what I wanted to name her before I ever adopted her. And, you know, she's fierce. And she is, I believe, she had a litter of kittens before I adopted her. She was like 2 when I got her. So she's a mama cat, which I feel like is fitting. And she loves attention. Both my cats like love being around people, which is so uncommon sometimes for cats that are like hiding and scared, and they want to be around me all the time. And now she wants to kill Bill. Are these friends? Are you holding? Do you know where the sound recordings are? Is it inside of your box? If there's more up here, I don't know where they are. I'm walking right by them over and over again. I don't mind. I think that's why I wanted to switch to EPs at some point, because I don't mind surveying areas for sound recordings, but when you start tracing your steps multiple times, it's like, ugh, why nothing's happening. Princess Meatball's original name was Ripley, like Ellen Ripley from Alien, but she grew up, her name changed to fit her personality. Aww. That's also 2 very good names. I'm wondering if there are some on the steps. We've gotten this one. There's this one that's down on the rock in the waterfall. And it's a good frame of reference when I'm looking at the map to find other stuff. But I haven't been able to find the other mountain ones. And there's one near-ish to here, but I don't know if it's far enough inland that it's like part of this, or it's also inside the mountain. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Hang on one second. I'm just gonna, I think, either fix her cone. It sounds like it's bumping up into the wall. Welcome back. Everything is fine. Be careful with your cone. I know, she's like bonking up into the door. We're good now. Alright, you know what? Forget this quest. We'll come back to it. We're gonna go... What did I say I wanted to do at the end of stream? Try the ship, the wrecked ship vault? Or... There was another puzzle I said I would try, right? Or mess with the triangles some more? I don't think I'm gonna make any progress on the triangles. We can head to the ship, because I think I'm gonna mess with that off stream. I think I'm gonna sit there and listen to it and see if anything clicks. So the shipwreck puzzle is, the vault door is like a sound puzzle, and it's got some other things going on with it, but it's kind of a nightmare. I have made no progress on it thus far. But it's a decent walk out there. We'll get a little tour. Maybe we can stop by the pond one more time. Figure out where we're leaving off stream, and that's it. How do I get down from here? I don't think I ever beat the ship puzzle. It's It has so much going on with it. I don't know where to begin. And it doesn't, there's no tutorial for... Not tutorial. You know how in the tutorial areas, if you get something wrong, it flashes red and it tells you which piece you did not complete? None of the vault doors do that, so you're kind of like taking shots in the dark. For I think 2 vault doors, I needed to go back to the original area, and for Windmill Village. For this area, I had to go back to some of the original tutorials of how each of the like functions worked. Oh, that sounds so weird. I'm not explaining it well, but there's a lot to explain in this game. These are the ones we were trying to find. So this is, we were close to this area. This lantern represents the color, the flowers that we were standing on, that laser that was nearby there. I don't know what's up with these flowers. But now we're heading to this vault. Ready? Let's go. Here's another, I can show off this EP. Oh, I don't have it lined up quite right, but you can see because it's outlined that we got this one before. If you stand in like just the right place. They're so fun. Here's more statues, alarming statues. I think there's sound recordings in here as well that we missed in the hedge mazes. Hello. Oh, hi. I don't understand. How can you tell with those flowers in the water what is what? Better explanation. So, like, very late in the game, after we beat it, actually, I was playing off stream, and I realized that there are 11 lasers, and there are 11 lanterns in the pond, and all of them were lit up, except for one, and I had finished all of the lasers in this, like, in the sky, except for one. And, I looked at an old VOD, because I was, I don't know, editing something, and the old VOD, a lot more of them were not lit up. And it had changed since the last time I had looked at it. So then I went around the pond and started trying to like match the lanterns in the pond to their location on the map. And sure enough, the pond is shaped the exact same shape as the island itself. And different things in the pond represent different like collectibles or puzzles or whatever you want to call it. So it's a mini map. And it helps you figure out where stuff is. But they don't tell you that. You have to deduce it, and it's great fun / how in the world do they get away with these things? Can I see any? Are we missing any sound recordings from here? Yes, I know we are, but we're on a mission. I never used the sprint button until like the past few times I've played. I never ran anywhere, but now we're always in a hurry. Okay, this one, I think I'll turn off the music for this. So there's a series of puzzles earlier in the game where different sounds are represented by different symbols. And you'll see on this door, you have bigger hexagons and smaller hexagons, and the small ones are higher frequency and the big ones are lower frequency. There's like some drip dropping noises in the background, and there's also some creaks and clanks of the ship. I think some of them are represented by one color hexagon and some of them are represented by another. This one is so hard. And then on top of that, you have your circle and line puzzle to complete. And you have to trace across all of the hexagons and get to an exit. And there's also... How to explain at this stage in the game? There's you can see the white line that I'm tracing. As I trace this line, there is an invisible line that starts at the other circle and mirror images the line that I'm drawing. I can't see it, but I have to remember that it's there. So that's why when you see me do this and it just stops abruptly, that's because the mirror image line is in the way. The lines can't cross. If you've been watching this playthrough, then you know the terrors. If not, totally fine. Welcome to the Witness. It's kind of a nightmare. It's great fun. If you like puzzles, it's great fun. Yeah, beep beep, exactly. You're like hitting an imaginary line that you didn't even know was there. Beep beep. Oh, thank you, Magus. Thank you for the bloops. A beautiful nightmare, though. Truly. Oh, I think, as unsatisfying as it is, I think we'll leave it here. I don't really know what progress to make other than, like, there's a noise, right? What is that? High frequency? Low frequency? It's all relative to the other sounds in the puzzle. That one sounds kinda sorta low pitch. Hey Looney, welcome in. Low, high, medium. There's a lot of noises. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dots. So there's maybe 7 sounds. I just don't know what to do with them. The drops sound like low, high, medium.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Low.
Yes!
High. Medium. I think the drops are consistent every time, which is encouraging, but the other stuff is tougher. I can only do puzzles briefly or my head melts. Gotta stick to Animal Crossing. Mad respect for doing the Witness. Thanks, Looney. I never thought I would want to stream puzzles. I thought I would be very self-conscious about it, and I've enjoyed it a lot. It's fun. As long as I remember to like be kind to myself and stop when it's time to take a break, we can puzzle all the time on stream. Visitor, thank you for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. This one's tough. Can puzzle for hours, yeah. I can't normally go for as, like, puzzle for as long as I can with this game. But the added element of walking around and exploring and seeing, like, having the map and figuring out where stuff is and seeing the different sites, that makes it to add so much playtime for me for a puzzle game. Have you ever played P-Cross? It's more number focused. I have, yeah. On Game Boy. I have, like, the original Mario P-Cross for Game Boy that I played as a kid. My brother played as a kid. I think that's the only one I've played, to be honest. But I liked it. It was fun. Picross? Picross? I don't even know how to say it. The pretend accomplishment is addicting? Yeah. There's something about it. Something about this grid that just has me hooked. Alright, friends. Let's chat for a minute. Let's wrap up.